Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Doctor Strange Issue 5, 2025. Ooh, very nice there. Kind of works with what we're kind of going on. There's Strange is mainly going after Verboten, and we've got Angela having to deal with Rylia. So let's crack into this. How many times has the universe been saved from certain destruction? How many apocalypses have been averted? How many occasions has fate diverged from its intended path? And what have been the ramifications, the consequences? For each of us, there are endless variations, denied existence because of choices we've made. The power that courses through their veins is power churned from lost opportunities and abandoned destinies. Verboten calls it scythe magic, but its true name is something older, and it is like nothing I have ever encountered. The angels fly in pursuit of these scythes, seeking to prevent the slaughter of every child in the 9 realms, a slaughter that would furnish Verboten with even more dark power. Well, try as they might, the angels are not quite fast enough to catch their quarry. And I really like seeing them arrayed there, and then zooming in on the angels chasing them. Svartalpine. So I cannot fail. If he is to be stopped, he must be stopped here. The burden is on me. But despite my magic, despite my power as Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard, despite my weapons and trinkets and toys, Karakian's broadsword, Verboten just won't stay down. Heh. Call up your scythes. And I really like the paneling of it, like going a little bit crazy, and then shrinking in a little bit, and then just him chopping his head up, and then he's like, heh, putting his head back on. Or what? You'll use those magnificent bracelets of yours, despite the harm they do to you. There's so much about you that I admire, Doctor Strange. Your dedication, your craft, your mustache. But you're between me and my revenge, and that is a most unwise place to stand. If you insist on claiming revenge upon innocent children, you will find me standing nowhere else. Call off your scythes or face destruction. Shan't. And I like that it zoomed in on their faces before we then get Strange blasting at his ass. It's like, yep. And, well, we've got him doing it. Well, we've got Verboten blasting at Strange and Strange having his shield there. It's like, woof. It's like, nope. So we then get the big kind of bit of Angela going and pretty much dealing with Rylia. Rylia, is that you? Angela. What I said earlier about resenting my mother, that was a lie, purely meant to goad me into rash action. She was infuriating at times and imperfect, but she was my mother and I loved her. I know you did. Are you you? I am both me and the other me, the Dark Daughter. Oh, I wish you hadn't said that. And I kind of like that it's a little bit of a calm bit here. And Angela's hair, I really like the red there. And I do like Aurelia's design here. That's a really kind of cool design. But then we see her get thunder punched through the building. If even a fraction of you is Verboten's Dark Daughter, then you slaughtered the Anchorites. You murdered Regent Idol. But I have also been your friend, Angela. I have also fought, argued, and laughed at your side. Does that count for anything? It would appear not. It seems Verboten's skill at erasing memories is not necessary when the Great Hunter decides she would rather forget a lifetime of friendship. And we see that this is a kind of fucked up situation. Oops, sorry for the glare there. It's like, yeah. But the thing is, you got fusion danced with her, so let's see what's going on as we switch back to Strange. The mechanics of scythe magic are difficult to parse, but here and there, as I deflect and absorb the attacks against me, I catch glimpses of its inner workings. The Gales of Catalan. There is a fundamental truth to all magic, a seed to every style, and once you learn what it is, you begin to plot its roots, its branches, its leaves, and its blossoms. Scythe magic has sealed this orb against me, and so scythe magic is what I use in my attempts to unlock it. It is a risk to use this magic in such brazen a fashion, but what am I if not brazen? True. And I love the coloring here. I like Strange's kind of orange magic there against like the cold blue and black and whitishness of the scythe magic as he pretty much knocks Verboten down and goes after him. Surely brazen is what's called for when the scythes are about to descend on the 9 realms. Fly, my sisters. They're too many. They are too fast. We stop what we can. We save who we can. These are children, my sisters. Contracts be damned. These are children. What is that ahead of them? Is that... It is Galeraphon. It is Galeraphon and the Hierophants. And it's really kind of cool as they're kind of busting there. We see the Dark Elves arrayed to try and protect their children as well as they're busting on. But then we see the Hierophants. It's like, ooh, interesting. We'll see how that kind of works out. Then we get a really nice 2-pager here as we see the angels going after the scythes and the Dark Elves fighting as well. That, nice. Crazy there. As we see big scythes, we see the angels blasting at into them and chopping one up, it's looking like. It's like, oh shit. Now we're back to Strange and Verboten. As he breaks my jaw, the last of the orb's defenses are exposed. As I heal that jaw, those defenses peel away, and I kind of like seeing this as it does what it does. As he fractures my cheekbone, an invisible key turns. As I heal that cheekbone, the orb unlocks and waits to be opened. What is that? Is this another one of your weapons? It seized with power. It calls to me. You don't know what it is? Should I? I found it in the Skraverde camp in Vanaheim. You think it mine? But I've never seen this before in my... Have I? And it's like, okay, this is weird and interesting. Of course, I like the kind of vertical paneling before getting to horizontal, and then the kind of like nutty kind of paneling we've seen before, and even in this issue. I think its secrets hold the key to your defeat. I think whatever it contains is strong enough to rob even you of your memories. I think once it is open, it will rob you of your immortality. Wait! Do not. I have no memory of that orb and no idea what it contains, but please, do not open it. I will do as you say. You want the sights to stand down? The order is given, but you must not open that orb. Agreed. You must turn yourself into the... Turn myself in. It's like, it's really kind of crazy that he's like, I'll stop this. What's going on here? Okay. Good stapling so far. No loose pages so far. Hopefully not jinxing. So I can be locked away again for another eon or two? I think not. You do not open the orb, and I call off the attack. That is our arrangement. No addendums, no caveats or clauses. And I must take you at your word that you won't find some other way to strike at the Nine Realms. I offer no such guarantee, Doctor. It is still my absolute intent to make the Nine Realms pay for Verboten. The desire for vengeance has fueled me this long while. It is all I have known. But I would be willing to forgo vengeance on such a large scale on one condition. Are you interested, Doctor? What do you want, Verboten? It's like, okay, this I don't like deal-wise. We get back to Angela and Rylia. Do you remember when you first arrived in heaven, Angela? You may have been too young, but I was a little older and I remember. Eldrith Odin's daughter. You were then, yes? But, of course, to me, and to all of us, you were Angela the Wingless Angel. Oh, how I miss wings. And it's like, okay, her wings are gone at the moment. We accepted you into our society without question. You neither had our wings nor our tongue, but you were one of us. Surely you can accept me now, for all of my differences. Ugh, without question, you say? Now whose memory is selective? It's like, oh shit, she's pretty much beating on Angela. It's like, oh god. I fought for everything as Angela breaks through the tree that Riley was using to beat on her with. It's like, oh shit. Every opportunity, every concession, every casual kindness was something I carved out for myself. But despite the fact that I tried to solve every argument with my fist, it was Rylia who dared look beyond my anger. Rylia, not this corruption I see before me. As she then grabs her up and slams her down. It's like, god damn. I am not the Rylia you knew. This I admit. But neither am I the dark daughter of Verboten brought into this world. And so I surrender myself to your mercy. It's like, okay, we'll see how this kind of goes. Are you taking note, sorcerer? Scythe magic is the magic of potential of change. And look what it has wrought. An entirely new being. How wondrous. How magnificent. How monster. Riley just goes and cracks him. It's like, that is a good one to show the power she's got. Strange, the unholy change will hold him. Should hold him. Might hold him. Until you can find a cell on heaven secure enough to do the job. And the scythes? What of the scythes? Look for yourself. As we see him in chains that are pretty much glowing and shit. Then we see the scythes all right above. It's like, oh shit. You forced him to call them off just in time. Galeraphon, you should still be with the healers. He led the Hierophants to intercept the scythes. He saved the lives of... I grew bored with healing. And it is the mortal sorcerer who is responsible for the lives saved, not I. You are not our sister. Not entirely, no. I mean you no harm, and I await your judgment. I must admit to have mixed feelings about all this. Yes, you foiled my plans, and yes, the children of the Nine Realms remain annoyingly alive. But, in truth, it is hard not to share in this tremendous feeling of accomplishment. I hazard to say that we have all been brought closer because of what has transpired this night. It's like, fuck you, Verboten. And then we see that go on. Murder! That won't do any good. Butcher! That's not going to have any... Stand aside, my sisters. My axe thirsts. Ah! And we see the angels pretty much go on a complete craze. The fury of the angels is something to behold. You would think 10 minutes of pulverizing a prone enemy would be enough. And then you would think that half an hour of pulverization would sate any basic need for retribution. And yet as dawn breaks and bleeds across the sight-filled sky, it is not grim satisfaction that finally stays their hands, nor weakness. It's like, god damn. but boredom. Glurgle, as we see that Verboten was pretty much cracked through that much. It's like, goddamn. Well, that was bracing. Never has my form been so masterfully rended. You broke places I didn't even know I had. What splendid frivolity. Up, elf. I know of a son I can hurl you into. Let me see. Charlene, wait. Gallarpon, stop her. I might know of a way to restore the anchorites, but we need Verboten alive. To heaven, then. As he kind of paused for it, it's like, okay, let's see how this works out. You abdicate the throne of hell, refuse to be queen of heaven, and allow a Hierophant to command the angels. Because of your pride, because you insist on feeling superior, because to remain apart is to remain above, the angels need their queen, Angela. It's like, yeah, they need a leader. So we'll see how this works. They need you. Whatever you are about to say, do not say it. I'm not suited to lead the angels. Ever since heaven returned from exile, ever since my journeys across the cosmos, I've diverged from heaven's teachings. To rule the angels would be to change the angels, and to change them would be to destroy them. Isn't that true with every kind of change like that? Strange? It's like, well... Have you not yet learned to put aside thoughts of Midgard? Your duty is to the Nine Realms. Your duty is here, is now. I'm not thinking of Midgard, Angela. I made a deal with Verboten. I wouldn't open this orb, and he would call his sights to heal. But there was something else, an agreement struck to guarantee that he would no longer seek revenge, and I can't remember what it was. There's something coming, Angela. Something that threatens the Nine Realms, Midgard, everything. And all I know is that I'm not ready for it. To be continued. It's like, interesting. So, Verboten has been dealt with, and now we're getting into what could be that next thing. Especially with scythe magic, some kind of thing was strange. That would be very bad indeed. Next. Strange and Angela discover that someone is killing high-ranking magical beings across the Nine Realms, and Stephen may be the next target. The sudden appearance of a mysterious portal leads Strange back to Midgard, where he's reunited with Clea, and comes face-to-face with Earth's new Sorcerer Supreme, Wanda Maximoff. But is the killer targeting them too? It's like, ooh, okay. So that'll be kind of cool to see, especially since I've been liking Sorcerer Supreme and seeing Wanda as the Sorcerer Supreme. So, I enjoyed this because I really liked the art style of what was kind of going on with the action and showing the battling between Angela and Rylia and Strange and Verboten. It's very interesting that the orb wasn't really linked with Verboten, and he's like, well, it's kind of linked to him. He's like, just don't open that. And that he called off the Sice just because of what that was scaring in him, and that him and Strange made some kind of deal, and Strange doesn't remember. It's like, this isn't going to be good. And it was nuts seeing the angels just beat the unholy fucking shit out of Verboten and be like, wow, that was interesting. So we'll see. He'll probably have to be brought into play with whatever kind of big things kind of coming. And I'm definitely interested to see Strange getting back together with Clea and Wanda and how that works out on that. And seeing how this creative team handles Wanda versus what we've been seeing in the Sorcerer Supreme. So, those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.